Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back with the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. We are making progress. Let's see, what... Last episode we got Eve all the way to the chest. And we just need to make some more progress on some more guys. Isaac needs to go to the dark place. Let's take Isaac to the dark place. Well, let's try this time. We've tried before a couple times. Just the last couple episodes actually. But it's a whole new game when Isaac starts with the D6 versus starting with nothing. Of course, that really eliminates the ability to start with nothing if you're trying to do like some kind of tournament or something. But you just have to delete your save file. Almost walked right into the fire. I've done that far too many times. Damage up. 3 damage already. I have 1 bomb. Was that the right item to pick? Or should I have re-rolled? It didn't even occur to me to re-roll. I mean, it should have occurred to me, but it just didn't. Too busy talking. You know, one of the things about recording is you've got to figure out how to put yourself in the right mindset. I have noticed that there have been times where I've just been like, you know what, now is not the time in which I should start recording, because it would literally end up with me just ranting about something that nobody cares about, and being angry, possibly even hostile to my audience, and certainly don't want to do that. I mean, there are good times and there are bad times to record, and I hopefully will always have the presence of mind to only record during the good times. But man, do I want that humbling bundle, but I'm not gonna get it, am I? We've gotten the donation up to 111 and nothing unlocked. I highly suspect nothing will ever unlock again, since we are really at 1,111. At this point, we have gone completely over on the donation machine. I'll need to remember that too, because I've seen other people play this game and thought, wow, they don't have much in their donation machine, but who knows, maybe they've gone over once or twice already. But I've also thought about, there's definitely a considerable difference between what am I trying to say? Between recording once a week, like mini podcasts that I listen to, or mini shows of anything, do as far as what they have to talk about, as far as just being more original, less repetitive, all that. Now for playing video games, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, particularly since the goal here is for this to be a full-time job. So if I was to only play 1 game once a week, or 3 games once a week, which would be close to being accurate, I wouldn't do too good in the game. That would probably come in, create a live stream type situation where I would go for 8 hours a day. 8 hours in a row talking. It would have more things to talk about, particularly at that point. If I'm only doing it once a week, I could probably spend the effort to, you know, script out what I'm going to talk about, which is something I certainly don't do now. Everything I do now is off the cuff, and it's probably pretty obvious of that fact. Particularly in the fact that I'm just always saying doing it a lot today. You need to also turn down the volume. I can never figure out, it certainly sounds different to me than it does to you. And depends on the day and how stuffed up my ears are as to what it sounds like to me. So we can go in here for really no reason. I have like a soul heart I can buy. Health up. Well, that's a good pill. So I foregoed just getting a health up item. If I just stay here like this, can you hit me? He can't hit me. He can't hit me. I'm perfectly safe. This is awesome. Alright, so roll this. Experimental treatment, all stats up, then shuffled. Sweet. So I'm getting these injections. I'm going through all the drugs, and frankly, I think the drugs are better. Unless you've got like the one item that gives you a couple of health up. Getting all stats up, getting some stats up, getting 2 stats up is the better deal. Did I miss a key? Or is it in the middle of something? Yeah, it's in the middle of something. Never mind. No bombs. So yeah, I don't know. To get back to my thought, I don't know how I could do once a week, and the only scenario I could see doing that is if I just had an incredibly demanding personal life, some other second, third job type situation going on, just to the point where I couldn't even do like an hour's worth of video each night. I would have to save it all up for the weekend, and it probably wouldn't even be able to do that. I've had in my past jobs that were very busy, just like tons and tons of mandatory overtime, ridiculous amounts of hours get put in there. And what occurred was I basically lost like 3 to 5 years of my life doing it. I got pretty good pay for where I was living, not very good pay for the rest of the world, but pretty good pay. But then one day I woke up basically and 3 years had gone by and I had done nothing. I had accomplished nothing. I had barely had enough energy just to maintain my life, in the sense of just like doing simple once a year things would take entire months when they should have only taken like a day. I was just so busy and so tired. It's certainly not something you want to do. If you are a younger person and you have that situation going on where you think you're young and you can do it and you'll get all this money, slow down. But as a young person, I'd just say in general, always slow down. You don't need the stress it's gonna do to you. You don't need to get old quick, and that's exactly what it's gonna do. Don't go as a kid and get 5 part-time jobs at once. You'll overwhelm yourself, and you may break yourself. Overwhelming yourself one day, you may just be like, well, now I just don't care about anything. I'm too tired, too exhausted. I have no passion. So I didn't take 9 lives because I rolled it or something, right? I don't even remember what I did. Alright, so lovers. 2 of spades will double our keys. Let's start with this. So I'm hoping for a bomb and a key. Didn't get it. So do this and then do this, and that was the right way. When you have one item of an item and a doubler, you want to. So the habit. Now we've got some uses. With the habit, every time I take damage, I'm getting another charge on the D6. What did I do? I can't get this pill is the problem. Health down, no good pill. Not a good pill. But the good news is we have now everything charged up, so I can roll the d6 at my leisure. I'm at full damage and getting redder and redder from the Bloody Rage ability. So we've gotten the damage up. Now we just need to... I don't like this one, don't really like that one either, but speed shot and damage up. Yeah, I thought maybe this would be Krampus. Maybe he would hit me enough to give me enough charges. But he didn't. Lump of coal, whatever. Super secret room, life up rooms. Could be here, secret room. Or it could be down here. We gotta roll the dice here. Looking for a secret room to get more bombs. We didn't get the bombs. Well, that's the end of that. Now, back to my conversation. I do recommend all kids get to start working as soon as you can. And really, this is a empowerment thing for yourself. it also will certainly help you as far as an actual career later on, but if you're going to college, if you're still in high school, get a part-time job, start getting some cash in your pocket while you're probably not paying all your bills, and spend that cash on cool stuff, squirrel some of it away, save some of it, is what I'm trying to say, and make it look like you're being responsible, but also totally have fun. I'm thinking there's just Tech 2 as far as I understand it, and I think it might have some major implementations, so I don't want to take it. Do I really want to take Revenge Fly? Probably not. Probably should have saved it. Rolled it again. One of the mistakes honestly, I don't feel like it was my mistake. It was just just nobody in my life pushed me towards having any kind of job at all. So there was several, almost years between, yeah, at least 2 or 3 years after high school in which I was never even suggested that I should work. I was simply allowed to basically sit around and do nothing, which is okay. And there was never even a second of thought in my head. I mean, it didn't even occur to me that high school kids get jobs. And that's funny because I had friends that had jobs, so I guess on a superficial level it must have occurred to me, but it never occurred to me that I would get a job. And this is first world problems, but it really is a career harder when it makes it hard to get your first job, to break into an industry when you are 20, 21, 22, 23, and you have nothing on your resume. I mean, entry-level jobs, nothing. So, yeah, that makes it really difficult, and it's not the way you should do it. I mean, go work at any job that'll hire you, work for as few hours as you want, and just kind of, it's the first job you're gonna suck at, and it's gonna end probably badly, and you're not gonna really care or put a bunch of effort into it. It's not gonna be like a real adult job where you have a mortgage and car payments and all kinds of things that if you actually can't afford to pay those things, you lose a house or a car or something like that. So your first job should be your fun job. It should just be warming you to an environment, warming you to dealing with bosses who are almost 100% jerks. You're gonna be really lucky if you get a good boss, and if you do get a good boss, it's not always gonna be like that. It just won't be. Even if you stay, something's gonna change. The only way to really avoid that is to become your own boss if you can, and then you're talking, you need to be super ambitious and very, very good and hard worker. And you also have to have a business concept, a plan of some sort to as to how you're gonna make your business work. Also, you probably are gonna need to take on risks that people really shouldn't take on, such as buying, getting a business loan, which could potentially set you thousands, if not millions of dollars in debt. So you've got to really be on the ball. It's a lot of extra work. But you didn't own your own business, and you take all the risk on yourself, and you are your own boss. And I would like to see that become more popular for people, or more common that people would do that. But I don't think everybody's willing to put in that effort. I've certainly run into lots of people who do not put any effort into their jobs at all, and they act very immature, and that is understandable, not acceptable, but understandable when you are 18 years old, 16 years old. That's understandable, and I'll give people that are that age slack. But when you are 25 years old or older, when you are no longer in any way considered a youth, and you are acting like a youth, that's a problem. It's time to mature and be professional, which is being professional. People don't understand what that means. What it means is you act in a way you normally wouldn't act, basically, so that everybody can get along. So you walk on eggshells. It is walking on eggshells. You do not go out and joke like you're hanging out with your buddies. You do not pull practical jokes or anything like that. You don't act like this is college. You don't act like this is high school. Because it's not. It's a job. Everybody has to work together, or you're gonna be the person who's not working together. In other words, they're gonna fire you. I cannot find this secret room. I cannot find the secret room. Oh man, this is like the third time I've almost run into spikes. Is it here? Wow, look at that. I don't think I want this item. I'll take Mr. Mega though. Five more bombs. I could blow up these things, try to find some more pills, but I don't think that's... Let's see. Range up. Another pill. A soul heart. I think that's pretty good. Yep. Yep. I would highly suggest, and I don't have like the best answers, I just can talk to my own experience as far as working environments, but I would highly suggest you do not ever let it crawl in your mind that your coworkers are your friends or really your enemies. You should be try to maintain just a general attitude, if you know what I mean. It's just like, yeah, I know these people, but that's it. I see them every day and I get along with them alright, but I don't certainly want to go out and have a drink with them, which would be a terrible mistake. I don't know why anybody thinks they can do that. It's going out and having drinks or hanging out after work with their coworkers. That is a ridiculous thought. I mean, this is, your coworkers are literally a random assortment of people you are forced to be with. They're not the people that you chose. They're not people you grew up with, probably. Not people that have probably any similarities other than that you both work in the same place. So why you think there would be any compatibility there, why you even want to seek that out is ridiculous. Lots of people bad, unprofessional employees will try to create those kind of relationships, and they usually don't realize that that's wrong and that they're setting themselves up usually for trouble. Is that if you are overly socializing with your coworkers, you're setting yourself up for trouble. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. And if you are consciously or subconsciously creating cliques like this, like it was high school or something, no, that's gonna backfire. That's gonna backfire. Somebody's gonna see through you eventually. And if you're trying to be friends with everybody, well, you know, usually the way a lot of people try to be friends is that they do it through a mutual dislike of somebody else. So there's an old adage: the first person that talks to you at a new job is going to end up to be your worst enemy. And I've seen in at least one example that is exactly true. That out of all the people I worked with, the person that came up to me and tried to be friendly to me turned out to be this 100% cliquish, immature, unprofessional person who was trying to be friendly with me so he could talk bad about somebody else. And I'm sure he was talking bad about, well, actually I don't have to be sure, I actually know for a fact he was talking bad about me to other people. And that's just how he creates relationships, is through acting in that childish way. So yeah, whoever at the new job says hello to you first, whoever's nice to you first, put their name in, mentally remember them, and go, yeah, this is going to be the person. I mean, you almost, like, that's creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, but just be on guard. And not just that one guy. I mean, I'm thinking about a totally different guy. Super friendly to everybody. Was absolutely 100% talking bad about everybody else behind their backs. It's a pattern. It's a bully pattern, and I'm sure both those people were bullies for a significant point of their childhood. I'll say significant because I'm sure everybody was a bully for at least a small amount of time. Maybe not. Maybe things are better these days. In my day, everybody bullied everybody. Not that it was right. I'm just saying that's what happened. And it definitely wasn't right. And a lot of it had to do with teachers. That is the one thing to transition to a different topic. This whole anti-bullying campaign, which to me sounds as ridiculous and silly as like the winners don't do drugs or dare stuff that was around when I was a kid. The one thing that I will give props to that is it does seem like they're actually encouraging the teachers to take an active part in stopping bullying. Oh, come on! You freaking suck! So we have the adversary, cannot stop, cannot stop, cannot stop, cannot stop. It's just a nonsense of crime. The adversary just have to keep on running. Keep on running. Yep, there went my eternal heart, right there. This is ridiculous. for teachers to actually take an active role in stopping bullying is a good step forward, because maybe this has changed and maybe it hasn't, but the biggest bullies in numbers at the schools I went to were the teachers. Absolutely, 100%. No way you can, anybody can convince me otherwise of that. And that is kind of by necessary and kind of unnecessary. At the same time. So I don't think it will be a left trigger item in the what was the item over here? Because I've got a roll. Yeah, this is Jesus juice, it will just increase our stats. So it's like a stats item. Lost that eternal heart then. I'm a little upset about that. And so I keep stopping and starting on this conversation. I do this a lot, I'm sorry. But yeah, so if teachers are on notice and on board, more on board than just being on notice, that they know that they're supposed to be looking out for bullying and trying to stop it. I'm hoping that they see some of that behavior in themselves to stop it there too. And probably they don't, but I can hope. Kids, I have a hard time believing there's a lot you can do for kids. Because the whole thing is just, growing up is making mistakes. And until we have the technology to just plug children's brains into computers and have them automatically learn everything, they have to learn by making mistakes. And if they have to learn by making mistakes, then they're going to have to make mistakes. And it's going to be the same stupid mistakes that we as adults now, or as people who are probably on in school now, made. Just repeating the same old, same old. There really isn't a lot you can do to change that. Kids don't have the greatest ability to listen and learn from others. It's just, that's just yet another skill they have to develop as they get older. And so it's, I really don't think the whole anti-bullying campaign is going to really stop any kids much. Maybe it will a little bit. Oh. Alright. So, what I want to do, I guess, is this, and then this, and then swap these two. Alright. I think that worked really well, actually. Mom's purse and the stopwatch. Of course, I could have swapped them and then decided whether I wanted to buy from them or not. That would have been a valid option too. I lost the eternal heart and still upset about it. Bullying is just really, to transition to another thing, this is all just free flow of thought, free thought flow of a person whose thought flow is quite wild in itself. But bullying is really just part of really just almost an epidemic of other social problems that get repeated over and over again. It's really as simple as how a father treats his son is exactly how his father treated him, is exactly how his father treated him. Not quite that simple, because often it is a wave instead of a straight line. In the sense that a lot of people had hippie parents, and they did not become hippies and free love and free thinking. What they instead did was put on suits and become businessmen. And so it went from hippie to businessman, and now their businessmen kids are turning into something like hippies, although it all has evolved slightly, so there is some slight progress. But a lot of times it's like 3 steps forward and 2 steps back, to use a colloquialism. Really? You're gonna give me the blood bag that early? We'll forget about that for a little bit. I am so short on keys. It is giving me all these things. I don't know why it's giving me all these things. Probably need to go re-roll the re-roll the item. Unless I just want 2 HPs up. Take counterfeit penny. Since we have room for 2 trinkets. Yeah, let's just go ahead and re-roll this. Aw, shears? I don't need the freaking shears. So that was a perfectly fine life up item. Change the shears, which I don't even want, because it would take away from my D6. We are going to the dark place, I recall. Trying to take out the lamb. And so what would, to get back to the conversation, what would fix the multiple, as I call them, social ills? It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take people thinking differently than the way they've thought their entire life before. And just getting people to think is hard. People don't particularly even want to think. That sucked. I did not mean to do that. So, how to jump? That's an item. Can get re-rolled. But I've got the pinching shields too I need to re-roll. I've got too many things I need to re-roll. First world problem. But to get back to talking to a real first world problem, which it really is, mostly is a first world problem. It's just because developing countries don't have the luxury of dealing with things like that. So there's a battery. Yeah. So, as simply as I can put it, it has to do with making people rethink how they do everything. And I mean everything. From why do you wake up at 6 in the morning? 2. Why do you go to bed at 10 or whenever you go to bed? Those are just general numbers. You need to rethink the reason why you do everything, the reason why things are... Ooh. This is an interesting choice. The Emperor card, we can skip. With that, we can get to the bosses real fast. It's an interesting problem we have now. Alright, so key for Tammy's head. Another item? Oh, shoot. I'm missing a key for that, and so I'm not even going to get in there. Let's get the blood bag up. We have an extra life. We will, I guess, go take Tammy's head and take it. I mean, no, this is Mom's foot. We have to take the blank card. This is a really interesting / crazy way of doing things here. I've just got no keys. I was hoping that there'd be a cascading reaction where I'd open a chest and get a key, open a chest, get another key, open the chest, get another key. But no. Alright. So I have one key. And all I can do is go get that item. Fanny pack. So I have like the fanny pack and the mom's purse. Fanny pack, you drop an item every time you take damage. Ooh. Sacrificial dagger is a circular weapon. So where would the secret room be? Could be over here. And it couldn't be over here. What's the chance I'll get some more keys in this room if it is here? Nope. Well, that screwed me over. Could've... guess I could take damage here. That wasn't too bad. So let's hope for the best here. Key. Nope. Well, that was a waste. Another bomb. Well, I could have tried something. Put those 2 coins in there for good luck. A couple of keys would have gotten me all these bombs. Could probably found the secret room. Super secret room right here. Take on Mom's foot. So yeah, that last conversation really doesn't have a lot of answers. part of the problem is if I just give, if anybody, not just me, but if anybody gives you just answers, you really won't be much better off. I mean, there's room for a little bit of improvement, but the truth is, nobody's gonna be, well, I don't know. Most people at least will say, and give a little indication, that they wouldn't be happy following instructions of other people blindly. Particularly when they're, you know, in a political world that whoever was in charge would have all kinds of mud slinged at them and probably would have some skeletons in the closet. And so the credibility would not be 100% without question. So it's hard to say that somebody could come by and be a great leader and fix all of your problems. It's just hard to make that argument. And that the rest of society really doesn't need to think. I could certainly think of some scenarios where that might be true. Say, for example, a computerized form of governance that can really run all the calculations and impartially give instructions out that people are willing to follow, if people would be willing to follow a computer. Yeah, that would probably be pretty possible. Or there could be a great leader, which really, I've never heard of a great leader. Alexander the Great is about the best great leader, and his entire ability to rule is centered around constantly fighting. Alright, so, Angel Room. Wanna give me the Bible? The Bible. Evil range and speed shot up. This might be one of my fastest runs yet with this. Yeah, if I could get the blank card and the Emperor like on the first floor, we could go really far. So all I need to do is charge this up. So 3 rooms. Oh yeah, and I have the habit too, so now all I need to do is 1 room. So my only answer, since I don't really believe that some kind of leader could arise and people would be willing to follow him, is that everybody has to start thinking about everything and how things would work differently, how things would it be better if we tried different thoughts instead of sticking to the same thoughts. Because frankly, as far as society goes, we've been sticking to the same thoughts for hundreds, thousands of years. Very slight variations on the same thought. Let's see, the Romans introduced the concept of a republic 400 years ago, and that was about the newest form of governance. There's newer forms of economies, which certainly there's lots of debate on that, but in general, economies are not that different when all of them are based around currency and potentially debt and everything else. Family units have stayed almost completely unchanged. The concept of a family is almost completely unchanged for probably thousands of years. We had pack units, speculatively, we had pack units of somewhat related groups hunting in the wild back before we developed things like language and such, but yeah, family unit hasn't changed, government hasn't really changed that much, and if we want to make things better, we've got to really experiment. I mean, this is not like an experiment where most scientists would probably say, let's try all the alkaline as elements in some kind of chemical concoction. But we really need to try everything. Just basically try everything once, see how it works. If it works at all. If it makes any sense at all. I mean, I'm not a proponent of doing dumb things that sound dumb. Everyone with just basic common sense can understand and explain in actual words why something wouldn't work. I'm not recommending we go to like sacrificing animals to get crops or anything like that. As we look at a goat, that's why I thought of that. But we need to try all the elements. We need to see if just crazy things happen. If things that we couldn't even have predicted happen. Oh, come on, don't kill me, don't kill me. Why do I have like two little Steves following me? How did I get like two little Steves? I don't even know how I got that. I think that's a bug. Alright, so we got to the dark place, now we just gotta beat the lamb. And I don't really know how we're gonna do this. I mean, now I don't have the little Steves following me, so it's like I spawned them because I damaged. Oh, nice. That's nice. Alright, so I saw somebody use Pandora's box, I think in the chest, and I don't think it gave you anything. Let's see if it does anything in the dark place. Hey, give me a coin. That's fine. So do we go for the lamb now? Or do we try to get items? It's hard to tell. I need a left trigger item, I need health up, I need so much stuff that I don't have. Just soul hearts. Now see, the attack blade did the business there. Couple bombs. That'll help a little. Wow, that was close. Scorpio, poison tears. Yeah. Let's just get out of here. I could have taken damage with that guy, or I could have taken damage with this guy. So I chose this guy. And the blank card does nothing when you don't have a card. So we have confirmed that. One damage will bring out my attack fly. If I get this guy close, I can get the sacrificial dagger at him. And flies out. got the Ankh. So now I'm a blue baby, I believe. Let's do this. Let's see if we can get the sacrificial. Yeah, I'm the blue baby. So this was how we were gonna ever beat this, was with this. Well, I didn't think that we would really succeed there. Just messed up, I think. I think that was a mistake to take all those shortcuts, really. I mean, I think it was. At the red rooms, sure. But maybe the She-Hole was maybe it wasn't a mistake to take the shortcuts, because you don't really get that much on the red rooms, and you really don't get that much on She-Hole. It's not until you get to the dark place or the chest that maybe I shouldn't have skipped those things and started getting more items. But yeah, I messed up there a little bit, it feels like. So we didn't get the dark place done with Isaac, and since we had the Ankh, we did not get the lamb defeated with the blue baby, which kind of sucks, because, you know, if we got the lamb defeated with the blue baby, and I figured that's probably how we'll end up doing it, is just getting the Ankh and turning into the blue baby, but that would have unlocked an item either way. But that's it for this episode. This is the no answers episode. I've thought of some answers, but there's no point in sharing them. People don't listen to me as much as they don't listen to anybody. So my answer is people need to think. And that's it. It's just that simple. They need to rethink everything. Question everything, rethink why you do everything. But don't question or rethink too much about why you watch this show, because this is a great show. Don't ever let yourself doubt it. As always, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of the video. Don't think about it, just do it. And have a good night.